Hello everyone and welcome to Common Misplays. We are a Pauper gameplay channel and today we're going to be running through a league with my favourite deck, Affinity. Now I picked this deck for my first run through just so it's a deck I'm nice and comfortable with, a deck I've played a ton with. That's why the deck list is a little bit of an older version, because this is the deck list that I have lots and lots of repetitions with. I've been fooling around with Witching Well recently to see if I can get that working. I know a lot of the more up-to-date list will run that. Not super sure on it yet, so I'm going to run the list that I know the very best. It's a pretty stock list from the last couple of years. 16 lands, all artifacts, Trio Tales, Sea of the Synod, Great Furnace, Darksteel Citadel, not messing around with Vault Whispers, not messing around with Ancient Den, bunch of low mana cost artifacts to help our Affinity count, Flare Husk, Springleaf Drone combo, Navigator's Compass as opposed to Chromatic Star. I found in friendly leagues Burn to be really overrepresented, so I found that as a really good hedge against Burn. Helps against other aggro matchups, the Affinity Mirror, Stompy for example, but mainly in there for Burn matchups. Prophetic Prism to help just get us the colours we need. Carapace Forger, a 2 mana 4/4, can't really argue with that. Gear Seeker Serpent, Mirror Enforcer, Frogmite, all Affinity cards. Care about how many artifacts we have, so we get them out cheaply. Never really pay more than 1 mana for a Frogmite or a Mirror Enforcer if we can help it. Generally Gear Seeker is down as a 2 blue creature, can get it down as early as turn 3. Atog, the real threat of the deck. And the Fling and Teemo Battle Rage combos. I like to run one of each just because sometimes you just need to get through an opponent early before they can start stabilizing, and that's where Battle Rage is at its best. You only need 5 artifacts generally to get that where it needs to go, whereas you need 10 to fling an opponent who's still at 20. So if you need to get someone just dead quickly before they can start gaining life or start getting out ahead of you, Teemo Battle Rage is great. Generally the one I side out more so, especially against any removal heavy decks, so anything running black and red generally. Our interaction suite, Galvanic Blast 4 of. I like to keep Metallic Rebuke in there. I know not every list runs this, but I like a good catch-all answer. There's a lot of things, especially in our sideboard, that we are lacking. We can't really deal, for example, with enchantments. I've considered running the one of Ray of Revelation, but the likelihood you draw that one card out of 60 is so unlikely. I like having a catch-all in the main deck. This is the card that most frequently gets sided out for more specific silver bullet kind of answers. So in the sideboard, you'll notice some of these here. Finishing off the main board, we've got Thoughtcast, super powerful spell, easily inclusion 4 of in any Affinity deck. 1 blue or blue and 1 for draw 2 cards is really powerful. And this is the card that really helps us draw out of slow starts and or mulligans. If we're mulliganing to 5 or 6 cards, this is the card that would generally help ramp us back into the game quickly. Into the sideboard, Dispel for counter matchups, Hydroblast for the mirror and to really help our burn matchup. Prior to adding Hydroblast to my sideboard, I found I struggled a lot against burn. And as I said, it's a matchup I find we run into quite frequently in friendly leagues. So 3 copies. They will quite frequently replace Metallic Rebuke and generally a Galvanic Blast. Pyroblast for Tron, for Wall combo, and for Delver matchups, especially Mono Blue Delver, where we can just literally get any of their cards for 1 mana. Electrickery for Elves, and for Delver decks as well. I used to run 2 Electrickery, but generally our Delver matchup is good enough that we don't need to over sideboard for it. Reaping of Graves against creature removal heavy matchups, so it's going to be anything running black or red generally. Mono black control, white black pestilence, anything like that. Relic is generally for similar matchups, just to chew up any Chainer's Edicts or anything like that. Crackline Shaman, really good against Elves, Stompy, really good against red deck wins, anything like that that's running creatures that are 2 or 3 toughness essentially. Ancient Grudge against the Mirror, against Tron, and against Boros, and then Weather the Storm, 2 copies, just to help again hedge against our burn matchup. So that's the deck. We're going to run through a league and see how we get on. So I will see you guys in game 1.